Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. So today we've got a simple sort of service, just your sort of basic service on a 2015 Mini Cooper 1.5 petrol. These ran from 2015 up until, I want to say, they're still going 2025. Maybe wrong on that, but I'll put it in the title of the video. This isn't the Cooper S, this isn't the John Cooper Works, this is just the standard 1.5 petrol. And what I'm going to be changing is the oil filter, air filter and cabin filter. That's what I would consider a basic service. Obviously check the brake fluid and the coolant, but there is a big but with this. With the service history, you need a dealership slash BMW Mini specialist to be able to plug into your car to update the service history on the car. So if you don't mind that the service history isn't updated on the digital service sort of book, then go ahead and follow exactly what I'm going to be doing. What I'm going to do is basically just keep the receipt in the car, and in my opinion that is fair enough service history. So that's just a little disclaimer. I won't be able to show you how to update the service history in this video, but without further ado, I'm going to start servicing the car. So first things first, I'm going to open the bonnet, which is a double pull of this handle on the driver's side, and I'm going to change the air filter first, and that will consist of pulling this pipe off its sort of bracket there. And it looks like we've got T20s, 3 T20s, and we should be able to just pull that box off there. So I'll get that now. Now these screws, they just basically come out to a certain point, but they don't come out all of the way, and that will reveal the air filter, and that is it. Now for the new part, and this is the new part here. So obviously compare they're the same size, and just pop that back in the box. Very simple. That is pretty self-explanatory, there's not much to that. And just screw the T20s back in. Once they're screwed in, pop this back onto its bracket, and that is how quickly you can change the air filter on this car. Now that goes in the bin, and now what I'm going to do is change the cabin filters, and these will be directional, as you can see, airflow with the arrows. So I'll show you how these go in now. In the UK, we're going to jump onto the driver's side, and there's this one T20 up on the top and right side, just holding it in, and then there's just basically a clip there, a metal clip holding it in place, and then our cabin filters are going to be behind there. This isn't the easiest to film, but I've already opened up the panel, but there's just this tab here to push, and you open it up that way. So you've got the top one out, and that's the way the airflow sign was pointing towards the back of the car. So obviously the air comes in from the front, and then obviously comes into the cabin this way. So that's the top one out, and that's the easier one to get out. There's one, you can just see the top of it there, which you'll need to just basically get your hand in there and fiddle it up and out. And that's the other one out. Stinking, those two. I'm going to replace them for nice fresh ones. Yeah, both of them pointing the same way, both pointing that way, so make sure you put them in the right way. So what I did, I actually used my T20 and just like pushed it up like that on the side, and that actually helped quite a bit because my wrist just doesn't really want to go that way. So reverse now, pop these two back in. Right, so that is both of them back in now. We can close that flap. You just got to push that tab back in to make sure it's shut, and then just the reverse, pop this back into place. It should sit on that pin at the top, and then T20 back in. And that is job done for the cabin filters, so these can go in the bin. Job well done. Right, so next we're going to be doing oil and oil filter. Oil filter is underneath the car, underneath the under tray. This car didn't come with an under tray, but there's a load of 8mm underneath. Now, take them off, take the under tray off. Unfortunately I can't show you that bit. Guys, once you're up in the air and your under tray off, you've got this 17mm bolt on the driver side of the sump, and you just want to crack it off. I've already cracked mine off. It's quite loose, and what you want to do is get something to drain the oil into, and you're just gonna loosen it off, lefty loosey, and that should drop the oil, which I think she's ready to do now. It's a long bolt. Yeah, oh, just missed it, but that'll do. Wait for that to drain then. Right, after you've let that drain for about 5 minutes, get yourself the drain plug and a new copper washer. We're going to reinstall this. So that's as good as empty, I would say. You can leave it much longer if you've got the time. But yeah, just put that back on hand tight, and then should be about 24 Newton meters of torque. I'm just going to do it up hand tight, and then with the ratchet just lock it up. Moving on, this is the oil filter. It's just behind the intercooler here on the front bumper. What I've got is a T55, and I'm just taking off this plastic piece here, which is in the center of the oil filter housing, and that's just going to drain out the oil from the oil filter housing, and then we'll take the rest off. Then for the oil filter, I've got this 32mm socket on a breaker bar and an extension, just because of how tight it is. Didn't realize it was going to be this tight, and just spin it off with this. So once you've got it off, that should look something like this. Got myself a pick. I'm going to take this old O-ring off, and that is the new one on. Make sure you put it in the right sort of gap. It's the thickest gap at the bottom. Can't really get it wrong. Just make sure it's seated properly all the way around, and lube it up. My hands are so oily that I've lubed it up naturally by getting it on there with oily hands, but yeah, don't put it on dry. And then your oil filter should look like this, your new one. This bottom side with the teeth pops into the teeth at the bottom of the housing there. Give it a nice good squeeze in there, maybe a push with 2 hands against itself. Just make sure it's not on the piss and it's nice and central all the way around. And now it's time to put this back in the kit. So in some kits they come with this O-ring here on this plastic piece, but mine didn't. So just reinstall. As long as the O-ring looks good and it's not completely flat and smushed or got tears in it, I say reuse it. So pop this back in. The last thing for me to do was to use some brake cleaner and just clean up everything, because it's such a messy job. And then for you guys, if you've got the under tray, pop that back on with all the 8mm wherever they need to go. And then what we'll do is drop the car down. Right, once we've lowered it down back onto the floor, oil cap. This is your oil cap, just bang in the middle there. What we're going to do is get a funnel. We're going to do 4.5 litres of oil, and I've got this 0W30 oil. This is what I was recommended by the parts place, so that's what I'm going to use. Obviously, I'm sure you could use 5W30. I can't see why that wouldn't be a problem. Fully synthetic oil is what you want. So once you've poured your 4.5 litres of oil into the engine, we're going to start her up and let it get up to temp to check the oil level. Now, as long as everything's tight, start it back up. Should come to life. And what we want to do, so I'll go back to the main menu. So we want to vehicle information, vehicle status, go over to oil, down to oil, measure engine oil level. So we're gonna have to wait until the car gets up to temp, and we'll know that because it'll tell us start measurement, or it will come up with the oil level straight away. So give it 10-20 minutes, we should have an indication of what our oil level is. Gone are the days where you get a nice dipstick and be able to check straight away, but in this time, check for leaks, check for anything you might have missed, tighten back up, and we'll come back and see what our oil levels are. Right, the car's finally got up to temp. I'm going to press start measurement, and it's just going to go through the process now. I'll update you once it's 100% complete. And there we go, and we're bang on max by the looks of it. So there we are. Top up as necessary, of course. I'd always say put less in than you need, because it's easier to fill it, top it up, rather than emptying it back out. Just a little advice. And like I said at the start of the video, I won't be able to update this. I'll need to take it to a dealer or a mini specialist, but they'll only update this if they're doing the service, as well as you need to be authorized and got your sort of certificates to allow you to perform the service. So unfortunately, I won't be able to update this digital service sort of history. So thank you all for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It is free and it really helps me out, and that's all really. Any questions, pop them down below. I'll try and get back to you. And yeah, safe motoring.